So now we're going to finish this second section of the payment calculator project with applicants and borrowers and raising events, as well as creating an array of object elements called applicants array, designed to process multiple applicants. And we're going to sort of use this individual applicant object to work together with the array and process like 5 of them, for example, which will be plenty for demonstration. So let's switch back to the code, specifically into the borrower class under, again, FRM borrowing loans, VB code. And the one thing I want to fix first is I declared the public property creditors loan, but it did not instantiate it with a new keyword, right? Calling that default constructor, and I need to do that for this object to be available up in the main program, as you'll see shortly. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to again work with this applicant's borrower array. Right now it's just dimensioned, it's not instantiated, so we're going to have to go, you know, element by element, started with applicants of 0, applicants of 1, and so forth, and create a new object. And then we're going to use the this so-called temporary applicant borrower object to sort of feed into this one. And then the new applicant added is a counter of how many applicants we add, and we start with -1. And once the all the data is in and app is submitted, then we are ready to increase the number of applicants from -1 to 0. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to create that first array element, applicants, not applicant, but applicants of new app added, which is now 0, is new borrower, right? Okay, so then once we process the second one, we're going to add applicants of 1 as another borrower, applicants of 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth. But I think we're going to have 5 examples towards the end. After the new object or element of this array is created, we want to assign it to the currently processed applicant, right? The one over here for which we have all the data and we just submitted the app. And unfortunately we have to do it element by element, so it's going to be a little bit of typing and hopefully some copy pasting as well. So we'll copy the object element array itself, start with a name. We'll start with the name and then assign that to applicant dot name. Okay, so the first 4 of the properties are name, social security number, then after that we have, I believe, the FICO score or simply score, then we have the income, okay, and then after the first 4, the next 4 are the elements of the loan, right? So we have applicants of new app added dot credit, and then starting with the amount, the current applicant dot credit dot amount. Okay, and I'm going to copy that, paste it. The next one was term, and again, there's no particular order here. So out of the 4, this is the second one. The third one was interest rate, and then the fourth and last of the loan properties was the type, mortgage or auto or other. And then the final, the 9th and the last property of the borrower class is, so let's copy paste one of these guys, is the status, kind of like, I don't know, kind of like the score. Okay, and then we have this initial first applicants of 0, okay, stored in the array from the currently processed applicant. Okay, so I'm going to save that. All right, after that is done, okay, all we need to do is imagine that we added, let's say 4 or 5 of them, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 index. I'll have 5 and as an example, and then we want to display certain aspects of it. First of all, what we need to do is we need to redimension by while preserving the data, the applicants APP applicants array with however many applicants were added at that point. I decided to add another column after I'm messing around with this. In addition to the applicant name, social security number, loan type like mortgage, auto loan, or other, amount borrowed, monthly payment, I also want as number 5, which is the 6th column, I want that status, right? The application status, which is going to be approved, in review, or denied. Excuse me. Okay, then I'm going to use this temporary integer to insert new rows into the grid. This guy over here, and I'm going to use a loop for I as integer, going from 0 to a number of these. What's called new app added. Right? So I'm going to go through all the currently added applicants. Imagine 5 people. And I'm going to create a new row using dgv loans dot rows dot add method. Okay, and then for after I add a new rows, I'm going to process the columns. Okay, and there's going to be 6 of them. The first one, dgv loans dot rows dot rows dot item of r dot cells of 0. That's the first column, and its value should be the applicant's of I dot name. Okay, I'm going to copy paste that one. So the second column in index 1 is going to be the social security number. The third one with index of 2 is going to be the credit, type is the first one. I'm going to copy that, paste that. The fourth column, or the index 3, is going to be the, I believe was amount. Okay, I'm going to convert that to string with a currency no decimals, and I'm going to copy that and paste, and then I'm going to go to the fifth column with index 4, and here to the property to get the monthly payment I use a method right there. And finally, for the very last sixth column with the index 5, I'm going to have a status. So I'm going to copy one of these guys. Doesn't matter which one. So for the sixth column with index 5, I'm going to have dot status as approved, denied, or in process. And that should be it. If I run this, I have some data, credit score of 750. The income, well, let's make it a really high income, 250,000. Okay, and really high credit score, 750 is a decently high credit score. And then the amount is relatively low, 200,000, 30 years and a 4%. And we're going to submit him. And because the monthly payment is relatively low compared to what he's making and the credit score is high, his loan is approved. Okay, then for the next one, we're going to have Jane Doe with another made up social security number, 987, then 65, then 4321, and her credit score is not as high. It's 710. And her income is 100,000 rather than 250, and she's borrowing much more, 400,000 in 30 years. And because she's borrowing more, her score is a little bit less. Let's have a little higher interest rate. It's still a house, and she has a relatively high monthly payment of $2,000, which needs further review. Probably because the credit score is above 700. 100,000 is probably enough for her to qualify on the income side. Okay, and then the and the last mortgage we're going to make for Bob Williams with another fake credit card number 111-22-3333, and we're going to make his credit lower, under 700, so 690. That's a decent credit score, but it's not high enough under the current rules that we have. 75 grand. He's borrowing 150,000, and let's say for, I don't know, 25 years. Because of that, it might be getting a little shorter interest rate. That's one's going to be denied. Although the monthly payment is relatively low, okay, his credit score is under 700. Is under 700, so it doesn't fall into the first two categories. And then, just to have a couple of more of these guys, we'll have Kelly Brown with 333-11-2222, and we'll have her with a 720, so it's a sort of mid-level credit score. She's making 65,000 and borrowing 20,000 for a car. So this is going to be a car loan, okay, over 5 years with a much higher interest rate, 6.5, I believe I had, and the outer loan. I'm going to submit that one. Needs further review. And then finally we have Patrick Riley with 999 fake 884567. He has 730, so a decent credit score. Makes 85 grand in his borrowing. I don't know, 10,000 over 10 years, so it's spread out for some kind of appliance or something. It's 6.7%. So that one needs further review because of the credit score as well. At this point, I believe that display loans should work. Okay, getting John, Jane, Bob, Kelly, and Patrick, 3 mortgages, outer loan and other amount borrowed was 200 grand, 400, 150 for these houses, with monthly payments of I forgot the pennies, but now I don't care. 955, 2,775 approved, in review denied, and then these 2 auto and outer loan, their monthly payments both in review. Okay, I think that illustrates this enough. So we're going to close this. Make sure you save it. You can put a C here if you wish to get the pennies, and switch back to the presentation and pause.